Welcome to the Friday Sports Buzz here on Ion 21. John Lewis along with Mac Perkins from nationofblue.com. And Mac, see you brought your Boogie Cousins glasses with you tonight.
Yeah, and my denim sports coat, and it's TV. I always do radio, so I figured I'd dress up just a little bit for you guys.
Yeah, looking in the pocket square.
This is vital, actually, to have the pocket square. I was thinking about going with the 4-point and the 3-point. I thought the 2-point was too much, so I went with the 1-point. So that was the logic behind that.
That was a solid choice.
Thank you.
Looking good.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You can catch Mac also on 1450, the Sports Buzz on the Wildcat Lodge. That's Monday and Wednesday from 6 to 7. That is on 1450. Well, nationofblue.com, Mac, probably was blowing up today because the UK fans got the news. I think a lot expected, but certainly that they wanted, and it was junior Derek Willis from Bullitt East deciding to commit to Kentucky.
Derek Willis, probably the highest rated prospect that Kentucky's ever gotten out of the state of Kentucky.
Sure.
He is the type of player that Kentucky needs right now. And he's not Shabazz Muhammad, okay, or Shabazz, however you want to pronounce his name. He's not Alex Poythress. What he is from what I've seen him play, he kind of reminds me of, it's kind of a mix. He's kind of a poor man's Terrence Jones or a rich man's Kyle Wiltjer, however you want to say that. That's how you would look at it. He likes to bring the ball up the court. He's not athletic. He's not going to wow you with his going to the rim skills. But from what I've seen, Kentucky's going to love to have him because he's not going to be gone 1 year. He's not going to be gone in 2 years. 3, maybe 4, then we're probably talking. So him and Kyle Wiltjer, they may bring us a title number 11 by then. Who knows?
He's 6'9", 195. Now he's going to have to bulk up a little bit. He's just a junior. That's one thing you really got to point out. He's just a junior, and the knock, as you said, has been his inside game. But there's no doubt the kid can stroke it.
Absolutely, he does kind of have a hitch in his shot. If you've ever seen it. It's kind of like from what I've seen, it's kind of like this. Once again, Terrence Jones has kind of a hitch in his shot. It's a nice looking deal. Kyle Wiltjer, his shot kind of looks odd, but once again, they're all good shooters. So it'll really be nice to see these guys play in the system of Cal and just develop and stick around and be glue guys, which is what Cal needs in these systems nowadays, as opposed to rebuilding every single year.
Right. Number 23 in Rivals.com, number 33 in Scout.com as a junior. One of the things that we talked about on the radio show today was, does he fit in the Cal system? Is he a guy that can fit into that system?
I think he's going to actually, from what I've seen, I think he actually will struggle that first year, the first year in. Kyle Wiltjer. Look at Kyle Wiltjer. I think that's a comparable comparison. If you look at Kyle Wiltjer, he gets in the court, and sometimes he looks like he's not strong enough. Sometimes he looks like he's a step slow.
Right.
I think his first year he's going to get in and he's going to say, whoa, this game's faster than I thought. Kind of like Morgan Newton is at the quarterback position. Like, when's this game going to slow down?
Right.
I think it'll slow down towards the end of his freshman year. I think his sophomore year he'll bulk up. I mean, we all went to college. I packed on about 15, 20 pounds when I went to college. Come on now. Exactly. He'll pack it on. If he gets that frame a little bigger, and then you could bang around with the Patrick Youngs in the SEC, the Festus Ezelis, and all them. So I think he'll be all right. Not his freshman year. He'll start to make an impact sophomore year.
Okay, now be honest. As a UK fan, are you happier that Derek Willis signed with UK to be in Cal's system? Mm-hmm. Are you happy that he signed with UK because Rick Pitino wanted him at U of L and didn't get him?
Yeah.
Now be honest.
I do have to be honest. I despise people get this wrong. Let me get this clear, okay? Right. It's not that I hate Louisville. Somebody tweeted me the other day and they said, "Are you you focused on Louisville a bit too much, everybody?" And I said, "Well, here's the problem. I almost despise the other programs around Kentucky as much as I love Kentucky. Does that make sense? Like, it's not that I despise Louisville anymore.
Right.
I despise North Carolina just as much.
Sure.
Tennessee, a little bit less. Duke, I despise. Florida, I can't stand. You know what I'm saying? All those teams. So when I see a program like Louisville not get a Derek Willis, I mean, it's common sense at this point. I mean, if you're Derek Willis and you go, well, I could go play for Louisville and, let's see, I sit the bench because I'm a freshman. He doesn't know how to look at Shane Bohannon. He's playing, 10 minutes a game?
Right.
I mean, one point a game, whatever it's getting. I know it's not that bad. My point is, he's not as developed as Shane Bohannon is physically. He goes to that system, he goes, well, what am I going to do? Sit there for 4 years, probably 3 years and transfer out, and, there's my career. At least Calipari is going to take care of him. So, yeah, I just don't think he was going to fit in Pitino's system very well anyway. So, Not really. This ain't Marcus Teague.
Right.
This ain't like Marcus Teague beating Pitino. We were like, yeah, he didn't get it. Take that in the face. I mean, Derek Willis wasn't going to be that impact guy. It was just a good, solid get for Kentucky, and Pitino wouldn't have known what to done with him.
Mac, do you think? And I don't want to beat up on the kid. I mean, this is what the recruiting game is.
Talk to me. Let's go.
He's a junior. He's already he decommitted the first time. As a sophomore, he had committed to Purdue. Had a huge AAU summer, decommitted, still had Purdue in the mix, but also added UK, Louisville, Indiana.
Right.
Is it too early for kids to throw or for UK fans to throw up the blue and white confetti, because this is a kid who's decommitted already? He didn't. Nothing's official.
That actually was an interesting scenario when he decommitted from Purdue. His dad, you remember the quote? His dad said, I don't know if you remember, but his dad says, I wouldn't want to basically play for any one of those coaches, Pitino or Cal, because they're all about themselves. And we went off. We were like, how dare this guy? If you actually think about this makes a little bit more sense. His dad's a Louisville fan. Now, if you know any Louisville fans, we got a couple in the studio right now, but if you know any Louisville fans, are they singing the praises of Rick Pitino right now? No. They'll jump on him before I even get a chance to.
Right.
So I think he was saying he's not happy with the way Pitino handles his players. And I think he sees Calipari, promoting the yogurt on the websites and the tweets. And I think he sees that and he goes, "What's going on here? Is this players first or not?" It's a valid question.
Sure.
Calipari is just so marketable as a coach, as a speaker, as all that. That's a fair question to ask. We didn't take it very we didn't like that very much.
Right.
I don't see much into it. If he decommits, I could see something like this, a player like this, maybe transfer in a couple of years. Look at John Hood, another example.
And that's what a lot of people have put his name into the same category or same sentence as John Hood.
I've actually heard his name in the same category as Dirk Nowitzki.
Yeah,
and those people obviously drinking a little bit too much on the Friday night. No, I mean, and who knows? He could be. Dirk Nowitzki was fairly. He wasn't fairly awesome at this age. He was still growing as well in his own right. So. You see John Hood and you wonder if he were healthy this year, would it be a different system? Because he wouldn't be playing very much probably. Getting a couple minutes. Is that what John Hood wants? Is this what Derek Willis wants? I think Derek Willis weighed his options at Purdue and he goes, I'm going to be a 4-year guy here, and I don't know if that's what I want. At Kentucky, worst case scenario is I have to transfer out. But hey, I'm a Kentucky guy transferring.
Right.
Is there anything worse than that?
True. That looks pretty good on your resume.
It absolutely does.
All right. We're going to, and again, he's a junior. We still got a lot to talk about. He still, I think, has a very good future at Bullitt East and is certainly helping that team do what they're doing. If you want to get in on the conversation tonight, call the Goomer & Company Buzz line, 964-2121. Here in our iTech studios, we're going to talk about Rick Pitino and the Louisville Cardinals. We're going to talk about Indiana a little bit. We'll get that in, and we certainly want to hear from all the viewers out there. We're going to talk about some high school basketball because there was a big rivalry game in Louisville tonight. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, hopefully we'll take your calls. 964-2121. You're watching the Friday Sports Buzz.
Hi, I'm Jim Weeks. At MaxCare, no project is too big. We have the capabilities to handle the smallest residential project to the largest commercial undertaking. We even clean big houses like this one. And everyone has been abuzz about our amazing 4 areas for $99 special. We want to let everyone know that MaxCare also cleans upholstery, ceramic tile, and air ducts. We also install and refinish hardwood floors dust-free. MaxCare, locally owned and family operated. Give us a call, 636-4629.
I just got in a wreck, and it hurt my neck. I need you guys to write me a check.
Hey, is this your defense to get a claim out of me? You don't look that hurt. Your technique is no good. Who will defend you?
Brandon Lawrence. I got a phone, and I got a lawyer.
Brandon Lawrence? No!
Go to BrandonLawrenceLaw.com. Let's talk it over. Hey, it's Jenny from 21 Live, and I don't want you to forget about our video contest that we're having, so check out our website, shop21live.com, and submit your videos to our Facebook page. Plus, we have a really great trip. We're going to take you to the Smoky Mountains, so check out that offer on our website as well. Shop with us at shop21live.com and watch us Saturday mornings at 10 a.m.
21 Live, Kentuckiana's live local shopping show.
Thanks for staying with us here on the Friday Sports Buzz in the iTech Studios, the Goomer & Company Buzzline 964-2121. Mac Perkins from nationofblue.com, who's had an awfully busy day today, talking about getting ready for the game tomorrow against Alabama, Kentucky, and then the Derek Willis commitment today. Let's go to the Goomer & Company Buzzline first. Let's go to Mike. Hey, Mike, you're on the air.
Hey, I'm just talking about. I'm a little fan though, but he's right. The guest is right about the player coming out of high school. That why Ripatino wouldn't do good with him because he sit him on the bench. Because Louisville got a lot of players who can play for any team, anywhere in the United States. Though he did right to go to Kentucky. Coach Calipari will play the guy. Patino wouldn't play him. He'll sit him on the bench. He got players on the bench, can play for anybody, but he doesn't play them.
All right, Mike, appreciate the call. I mean, that's what you indicated is what we heard today from Rick Pitino. He told us that the best player on his team right now is Luke Hancock. Luke Hancock is a guy who transferred in from George Mason. I mean, I don't know what the point of that comment was, because he says, I mean, he says this is the best guy on our team, and it's a guy who's not playing. I mean, what does Peyton Siva think about this? What does Shane Bohannon, Jared Swapshire, the whole crew that's playing right now, think that a guy who's sitting on the bench who transferred in from a mid-major is the best player on the team?
It's pretty funny. Rick Pitino's following the old completely screw everything up in a press conference tactic. Yeah, he's struggling mightily here with his press conferences. I think he's gotten to the point where he said everything he can that's completely outrageous. So I think he's reaching into his bag of tricks going, let's see, the Water Boy's our best player on the team. I mean, come on, that's bollocks. There's no way. Russ Smith, easily the best player on this team from what I've seen. I mean, you got Peyton Siva, who's gimpy at best. I have sprained my ankles before, and when you play differently when you sprain your ankles, when you're trying to still recover. Kyle Kurick's got all kinds of things going on with him. He's just getting older as the days go on. You got people tearing meniscus on their knees, and they're not tearing their meniscus on their knees. Louisville has the weirdest injury reports of all time as well. Immediately come out, they're done for the year. And then 5 minutes later, you know what? It was just a bruise. It was just a bruise. Everything's okay.
Well, I mean, we heard earlier this week that Kevin Ware sounded like he could have had a season-ending injury, and then we find out it was a bruised knee. But we did find out he may have practiced today or not, but he may not play tomorrow against Pitt.
So we got absolutely nothing.
So we got nothing.
Absolutely nothing. We know Luke Hancock is ready to
go. When he's eligible, he's ready to go. Exactly. Wayne Blackshear is another guy who has been on the bubble with the whole. He was injured with the shoulder. Pitino then says, well, he needs to lose 10 pounds when he's cleared to play. Then the next day, Pitino says, well, no, he doesn't need to lose 10 pounds. He just needs to get in game shape. Then today, Pitino says Wayne Blackshear has asthma. And then he actually finally started talking about a red shirt with Wayne Blackshear. The point that I've tried to make all season is I think knowing Rick Pitino, and unless something has drastically changed with him, if he feels that Wayne Blackshear can play, and I don't care if it's in a Final Four game, he'll burn a red shirt if he thinks that he can add to this team. Is Blackshear that good? I mean, are we hearing this Ennis Cantor kind of thing? Is he the greatest player who's never played?
It's actually interesting. Did you hear what the doctors also said about Wayne Blackshear's asthma? It's actually caused by too many rough practices, is what asthma's caused.
He needs to get an inhaler.
Yeah, he needs to get an inhaler. Actually, somebody did tweet that. He's got asthma? Well, so do I. Get an inhaler and get out there and play. I mean, it's anything. It's the same thing with Kentucky, though. Cal's the same way. Marcus Teague has a terrible game, press conference. Marcus Teague has the bubonic plague, so that's why he's playing so bad. You're like, really? Could have known about that before the game. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist's bad game. Oh, he's got his rib's actually missing. He's playing without a rib. You're like, well, where was this? Blackshear, he was a prolific scorer in high school, as a lot of these guys were. I mean, I think the kid who shoots Mara, I think he was a prolific scorer in high school. It's a different world. From what I understand, Blackshear can play at this level. And I think he will be an impact player at some point. At this point, if he's having this many injuries with a shoulder, I think he hurt it in a layup line. which probably means it was some kind of combat drill in practice. You have to take everything with a grain of salt you hear from the Louisville camp. But, yeah, go ahead and get a red shirt on him. I mean, if Kentucky can redshirt Buki Cobbins for the whole year, and he's your best player on the team, go ahead and do the same thing Blackshear. Get him healthy. Whatever you want to do, Patino, mold him, make him lose weight, get that shoulder, whatever you want to do, get that right and get him back for next year, because that's what you need to focus on is next year. This year's lost.
Yeah, I think the Cardinals, do they fold if they lose to Pitt tomorrow? Pitt is terrible. They do have their point guard coming back, although he's coming back from an injury. He was out since November. And Patino said today, talking about his own team, well, players who come back from an injury, yeah, they're usually not that good. But then when he's talking about Trey Woodall for Pitt, he's coming back from an injury, and this team's completely different with Trey Woodall. But don't you think that if they lose to Pittsburgh tomorrow, that maybe the tent folds?
Yeah, I think Pitt will win. Pitt is thirsty, starving for a win.
They need win.
And it does. And it's you couldn't write a script any better. You got Louisville's on their heels. They can't. I mean, they're barely beating DePaul out there. I mean, they're struggling. They're getting beat by every team they play. You're going into a hungry, and I still think a talented Pittsburgh team. They still got Ashton Gibbs. He's borderline Big East Player of the Year. He's not necessarily playing like it.
16.5 points per game averaging right now.
Well, then he is playing like it. I mean,
he is. Yeah.
He's Player of the Year. I mean, he's the best player on that team. He'll be easily the best player on the court. This Woodall character, I've seen him play. He's very good. And I think they're thirsty. I think everything just comes together. And I think Pitt, their season's gone too. But I think they come together. They beat Louisville. Then it will be interesting because I will be turning on all the local radio stations in Louisville and hearing everyone jump off the buildings. You will hear everything because it's coming to that. I think they're done seeing Louisville be mediocre. And I'm almost to the point where I'm done with it. I've enjoyed it for some time, but it's getting a little bit old at this point.
Well, Patino has certainly lost the fan base, or a lot of the fan base. I won't say he's completely lost the fan base, but it's starting to erode. I think that's a fair way to put it.
It's getting rough. I don't know how much time we have here, but I will say this.
No, you got time.
Let's talk Bruce Pearl. You see him in Tennessee, and stay with me here for a second.
Okay.
You saw him in Tennessee, and you thought, wow, Tennessee's exciting. They're this, they're that. They got J.P. Prince. They got, Chris Lofton. They got all these players. What did they ever do? What did Tennessee ever do, aside from be decent in the regular season? And thank God for Bruce Pearl, because he actually kept the SEC afloat when Billy Gillispie was tanking it.
Right.
He actually did well. He kept it afloat when everybody else was terrible. He did
carry the water for the SEC. That is very true.
He did it when times no one else could.
Right.
So props there. But postseason, he did nothing. NCAA, he did nothing. I mean, he was terrible. What happens when they got rid of him? They didn't want to, but they had to. They got rid of him, and they bring in Konzo. And we played Konzo Saturday, and I'm sitting there thinking, we got a ball team on our hands here in Tennessee. Yeah. Now I'm sitting there going, now we have a team that's actually going to be a decent team with years to come. With Pearl, you knew what you got. You got no defense, sporadic offense, turnovers galore, athleticism, but potential. So I think if Louisville looks to a new direction, I think it's actually going to benefit them. If they get someone who focuses on defense, who doesn't have such rough practices where everybody gets hurt all the time.
Right.
I'm just speaking the truth here, people. I'm not trying to cause any trouble. I'm just saying there's change got to be made, and if it's Rick Pitino, then so be it. It was for Kentucky with Billy Gillispie. So.
Yeah, it hadn't quite fallen to Billy Gillispie lows just yet, but I think if you have an NIT bid for Louisville this year, I think it starts to get into that category.
Yeah, an NIT bid would be good right now for this team. I mean, that's a good thing for this team. I mean, they're struggling right now.
They are. We're going to talk more about Kentucky. We're going to talk about a big high school rivalry game that was here in Louisville. And if you want to get in on the conversation, it's 964-2121. You're watching the Friday Sports Buzz from the iTech Studios.
Goomer & Company Jewelry is proud to celebrate our 40th anniversary.
Hello, I'm Bruce Goomer, founder and owner of Goomer & Company. This is a family business, and we'd like to thank you for choosing Goomer & Company. My family and I look forward to being your jewelry store for years to come.
For over 40 years, we've been the largest gold, silver, and diamond dealer in the area.
Come see us on Hurstburn Parkway or visit goomerjewelry.com and experience the Goomer difference.
Whether it's fire danger, a serious fall, or other type of emergency, Life Alert is there for you.
The first time I fell in that bedroom and I couldn't reach the phone.
When you have a heart attack like I did and there's no one there, Life Alert was there for me.
Having a secure feeling through Life Alert is ideal.
My independence is possible because of it.
Now, Life Alert can also protect you in a fire emergency with a system that automatically notifies our monitoring center.
Thanks to Life Alert, you can live alone without ever being alone. And that's why I wear one.
All senior citizens should have Life Alert.
Please call 1-800-784-9966 for free information about Life Alert. That's 1-800-784-9966. Or visit us on the web at the address on your screen. Don't delay. Call us now at 1-800-784-9966.
Amanda had $3,000 until her transmission went. Rick had $4,000 before his engine died. Sue has no money and her onboard computer broke. No one likes putting money into their car for repairs. Get AutoAssure and be assured you won't have to. With AutoAssure, you never have to put money into expensive covered repairs. You keep it. It's guaranteed protection. You can keep your mechanic, your dealer. AutoAssure pays them directly. You choose the coverage you need on any make or any model car, and you don't lay out a penny. Not for a fuel injection system, air conditioning, suspension system, or anything else. We all want to keep our cars longer. The choice is yours. Do you want to pay for expensive auto repairs or let AutoAssure pay them for you? Call right now and get a bonus package worth $100 that includes roadside assistance, towing, and rental car coverage for peace of mind.
Call AutoAssure at 1-800-943-3097 right now and stop putting money into auto repairs. Go to AutoAssure.com or call 1-800-943-3097.
Wrapping things up here on the Friday Sports Buzz. John Lewis along with Mac Perkins from nationofblue.com. You can also hear him on 1450 on the Wildcat Lodge. That's Mondays and Wednesdays 6 to 7. And you're also going to return here to our fine iTex studios as you're going to be on with Greg Brom Sunday night at 11, right?
Indeed, it'll be fun, yeah.
I bet. Now, he's a U of L guy. You think you can coexist?
It's actually going to get crazy. We hosted a show together right before the UK Louisville game.
Right.
And it got heated, to say the least. And actually, we did a morning show Thursday before this.
Yeah.
And it got even more heated. Mason in the morning was right there. He was splitting us up. We were like almost to blows. I mean, no, it wasn't that bad, but we're both passionate and maybe a little blinded on occasion, but yeah, it'll be fun.
Well, that'll be good. That will be a good show Sunday at 11 right here. Let's talk about a big high school rivalry game tonight. 5,000 people showing up at Freedom Hall tonight to see Trinity and St. X. And, you know, Trinity #1 in the state, #1 in the lit ratings. Actually, St. X played them pretty close tonight, at least in the first half. Trinity up by only 4 at halftime. Shamrock's going a 10-0 run in that second half to start that third quarter, and they win it tonight 63-45. And they play this rivalry game tonight, Mac, and then now they have to travel to Mount Sterling tomorrow to take on undefeated Madison Central. So Trinity's still undefeated, but we'll see if that continues tomorrow.
Yeah, they sound like a really tough team. They look extremely good from what I'm seeing right now.
They are pretty solid, and a big crowd out there. Okay, let's talk about UK and Alabama tomorrow, noon at Freedom Hall, noon at Rupp Arena. I know you're probably going to punch me soon. Bama 13-4, had a close one against Mississippi State, lost to Vandy. Alabama, I think, though, is still a team that will come together soon. Does it happen tomorrow?
This is a tough one, and this is where me and a lot of UK fans differ. I've heard that Kentucky will never lose at Rupp Arena with John Calipari at the helm.
Right.
Well, I actually kind of agree with that. Here's this year, you have to take it by season. You just can't say he'll be undefeated forever. They have to take it year by year. Take it game by game. I'm looking at the rest of the games Kentucky has. Florida's coming into town. Vandy's coming into town. Georgia, I don't care about those guys. Tennessee, they're going to be tough games. Alabama, this is their shot to put their name on the map. They have Anthony Grant, I like him. I've always wanted him. I actually wanted him as UK's coach when we were trying to find somebody, but, he was he almost took Florida's job, and then he ended up taking Alabama job. He's a really good coach. I like him. He's got a talented team. They just can't put it together. You saw what they did last year to Kentucky with, a decent team as well. Almost the same team, I guess. They got Tony Don't Call Me Tasman Mitchell leading the team in scoring. J. Michael Green, who's always a beast down low. So it's going to be interesting. This will be Anthony Davis's. This will be a good test. This might be the best big man he's played all year, and I want to see how he does against that. If he gets in foul trouble, is he going to do like Cody Zeller? Is he going to, he's going to flop all over the place like Cody Zeller did? I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be an interesting matchup down low. If Kentucky is ever in danger of losing at Rupp anytime soon, it's Saturday. Today it's midnight right now.
Right.
It's tonight. That's when it's going to happen if it ever happens this year. Well, if they win this time, then I think Kentucky wins out. Alabama poses the biggest threat in my opinion.
Deron Lamb coming off the bench again. Calipari keeps saying that he wants him to fight. He wants him to fight for that starting job.
Yeah, Deron Lamb's an interesting. We go back and forth. I don't know how many times we say in our podcast on Nation of Blue. We always say this. We say beginning of the year, Deron Lamb's your best offensive option. You go through with Deron Lamb. And then he disappears for 3 games.
Yeah.
And you're like, where did Deron Lamb go? The crazy part is you still win, you still play well. It's just when Deron Lamb's hitting, you play so much better. Yes, I want him to fight. Deron Lamb is Deron Lamb. Look at his stats. Somebody grab a sheet right now and look at it. It's 13, 14 points a game. High field goal percentage, that's how he does. Look at everything else. 1 steal. 2 rebounds. There's not much more Deron Lamb gives you. So if you put him in the starting lineup or you want him out there, if he's not hitting shots, what is he doing? I mean, he's not stopping somebody on defense. So that's why I like a Darius Miller. He does a lot more for the team, it seems like, as far as not just scoring. And I'll say this. If Darius Miller scores, if he's scoring like he did early against the last team we played, is it Arkansas? You cannot stop Kentucky. When he's playing well, no one will beat Kentucky. When Deron's not playing well, they're good. I mean, they're not as undefeatable as they are when Miller's playing well. But I personally love Miller in the starting lineup.
I like it.
Senior, you put him out there.
I like it. I also like what Anthony Davis, obviously, what he's doing. But now he's in the Player of the Year, at least the conversation.
If he gets a triple-double. If he gets a
triple-double. He was so close.
I know.
He's so close.
And he's not going to get one this year. I'm sorry, UK fans. He's not going to get one this year.
Because?
Look who he's playing. Look, every single team he's playing has somebody.
Right.
It's not Cousin Bob down there down low. I mean, we got J. Michael Green, Patrick Young, Festus Ezeli. These aren't some schlubs. I mean, if you couldn't get a triple-double against Arkansas and whoever they threw on the court in Arkansas.
He was 3 blocks away.
I know, and he couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So why would you think now there has been somebody brought the point in the first round of the tournament, he might. The problem is it's going to be like a 70-point game.
Right.
And it's probably not going to happen because he'll be benched and Cal's want to save him for the rest of the tournament. I don't think he gets a triple-double. But if he does get a triple-double, he will do the Cole Aldrich, and he'll all of a sudden go from nothing to a first-round draft pick. Now, the opposite with him, and similar, he'll go from a triple-double going from fringe player of the year to player of the year, #1 draft. And that's what people want to see. They like the 24 points, they like the 12 rebounds, they like the 7 blocks, but they'd really love that 10th block. And it just puts you in upper echelon. So I'm hoping he gets it, because we can stop talking about Thomas Robinson. I mean, he's really good, don't get me wrong. He's honestly outplaying Davis offensively and rebounding-wise. I got that. But he's not impacting the national landscape and basketball in general as Anthony Davis is. You can't even take a shot around him.
Right. Oh, yeah. I mean, he's been a block machine, and to set the record in mid-January, I mean, that amazing from a freshman.
From a guy who's only been this tall for a year and a half.
Right.
And he's like, all right, he does. It's incredible.
Mac Perkins from nationofblue.com. Check him out on there. You can check him out again Sunday on the Sunday Sports Buzz here at 11 o'clock, and also on the Wildcat Lodge on 1450. That's Mondays and Wednesdays, 6 to 7. Thank you for joining us here on the Friday Sports Buzz. Have a great night, everybody.